Namaskar. Welcome to the example number 8 for the event Financial Prospects. In this example, we are going to study a male chart who is undertaking government road pipe contracts. Through this business, he is earning decent earnings, not very good or not bad, and moderate earnings he is getting, and no debts, and he is leading a pleasant life. As per his statement, he is saying that earnings are all moderate, but still he is happy with that, and he is not having any debts. But mentally, he has got some sort of tension sometimes, but otherwise, overall life is smooth. So, in this chart, we are going to study how the natives' earnings are moderate, despite he's having that good contract works from the government. Why the business, why the earnings are moderate, and how come he's happy with that, and how come he's leading a happy life, and also how come there is no dates he has got. All these things we are going to discuss in this example. Example 8, average financial position, moderate earnings but pleasant life without dates. Let us examine this chart with the help of the EPS tables now. This is the birth chart of that male native born on 30th October 1981, 4:19 a.m., born in Tamil Nadu. Before proceeding to study the self-significations, let us have a general discussion on the birth chart. Let me open the North Indian chart. Now let us do the general discussion. The native is born with Virgo Lagna. Lagna Lord Mercury, also 10th Lord, posted in the Lagna itself in a very good position. This is good for the Lagna strength. That is conjoined with the Saturn. Saturn is 5th Lord and also 6th Lord. So Saturn, 5th Lord, 6th Lord conjoined with the Lagna Lord, 10th Lord. So Lagna Lord is very well posted and conjoined with the 5th Lord and 6th Lord. That is also good only. That Mercury Lagna Lord is influenced by any other planet by aspect. No other planet is aspecting. Only Saturn is conjoined with that. Being the 5th Lord is fine. 6th Lord indicates some weakness to the Lagna, but otherwise overall it is good. Then let us check the second cusp, the house of finance. Second cusp is falling in the sign of Libra, ruled by Venus as the second lord, Rahu as the second cuspal star lord, Ketu as the second cuspal sublord. So Rahu, Ketu are ruling the second cusp along with that Venus. Venus is occupying third house. Second lord and ninth lord occupying third house. So third house is good for the contracts work, and that is in the sign of Mars. That Mars is aspecting to the Venus, that Mars is third lord and eighth lord. So that Venus is in the sign of Mars, that Mars is the eighth lord also from the 11th house, but close to the 12th cusp, it is aspecting to the third house. So second lord is occupying the third house. That Venus is aspected by third lord, eighth lord from the 11th house close to the 12th cusp. So second lord is aspected by the Rasi lord, who is from the 11th house is fine, but 3 also fine, but 8 and 12 significator, it is aspecting to the Venus, that is second lord. It is indicating some obstacles to the second house. That Venus is conjoined with the moon Moon is 11th Lord in the second house. So this is favoring for the money. But the Rasi Lord Mars is also supportive, but 8 and 12 are indicating some obstacles, right? So that way, that Venus, the second Lord, is conjoined with the favorable planet, aspected by a mixed significator, that is Rasi Lord. Now that Venus is also aspected by Saturn by third aspect, Saturn is fifth lord and sixth lord from the Lagna. This is okay, this is supportive only. So Venus is aspected by Saturn and Venus is aspected by the Mars. This being the sixth lord, this is eighth lord, so and 12th house. So 6, 8, 12 grouping also coming, but not directly, but they are all forming favorable grouping also because it is fifth lord also. And also this is 3 and 11 also. So some weakness are influencing the second house, but not on the unfavorable side strongly. Second cuspal star lord is Rahu. Rahu is occupying 10th house in the sign of moon, that is 11th lord, posted here in the second house. So that way that second lord, star lord is well posted. Second cuspal sublord is Ketu occupying fourth house. Occupying the fourth house are representing Saturn occupying Lagna. So that second house matters are favorably supportive and except that 8 and 12 significator, all other favorable houses are signified by the second rulers as per their occupation and also by conjunction aspect. Only by way of extended signification we can find the strength and weakness, right? So anyway, that is overall this is supportive. And now let us examine these self-significations and check their each planet's strength and weakness for the financial prospects. Now let us go to the EPS table. Now we are on the EPS table, self-significations and planet colors. The event already selected is finance and money. Let us go one by one. Ketu occupying fourth house, second cuspal sublord. Second planet has got some weakness, but not bad. It is good only. So Ketu is green color. Venus, second lord, ninth lord, occupying third house. 4, 8, 12 star lord and 4, 8, 12 cuspal sublord. So this is the weakness. To second house, second lord occupying third house is fine. But fourth star lord and fourth sublord also fine for the second house and third house matters. But 8 and 12, 8 and 12 are signified by the second house indicating weakness. So definitely that Venus is talking about some weakness. So it is a mixed significator because 2, 3, 4, 4 and 9, 8 and 12, 8 and 12 mixed significator. We have to keep it in mind. Venus is a strong unfavorable householders of 8 and 12, both CST and CSL. Sun, 12th Lord occupying Lagna close to second house. This is also mixed one. Being 12th Lord, that spending planet or expenditures in the money or in the Lagna, it is supportive for both favorable and unfavorable. So we can say that Sun is also mixed one. Moon, 11th Lord occupying second house, that is good. But 159 star Lord, and it is not bad to the Lagna. Even for the 11th house also favorable. For the second house, it has got some weakness. Second planet is favorable. So because of this moon, we can say we can give it as a light green. But 159 has got weakness, but since it is not having any 8th house or 12th house, all favorable grouping only presents, I am giving light green. Mars, third lord, eighth lord occupying 11th house, close to 12. So 3 and 11 is fine, 8 and 12 are weak. So, I mean, it is a mixed significator. Mars is mixed. Rahu, 10th occupant, 2, 6, 10 star lord, 3, 5, 7 and 11 cuspal sublord representing moon also fine. Rahu is good significator, 3, 5, 7 and 11. These occupant of the 10th house and Karma Trikon and 3, 5, 7, 11 are good to the Lagna's personal happiness and personal life also, and professional life also. It is happy. It is supportive for the, both personal life and professional life, and also financially good. And 5 and 7 is not bad because this person is into contract business, and wherein he'll also be happy, and others also will get satisfactory because 3, 5, 7, and 11. So this is going to be good only. So green, I will give green color. And Jupiter. Jupiter is fourth lord, seventh lord occupying Lagna. 4, 7, and Lagna is good. 1 is fine. 199 Kaspal Sabla. 1 is not bad to the financial prospects because it is indicating Lagna, but ninth house is talking about 12th house to the 10th house and 8th house to the second house. So 1 9 significations in favorable to the Lagna, but not very good for the financial prospect. It is indicating some weakness. So what we can do, Jupiter can be given blue color because it is having favorable with some weakness. Saturn. Saturn, fifth lord, sixth lord occupying Lagna, 3, 7, 11 is good. And second planet, Ketu, also fine. Second planet is Ketu is good. So this is also favorable only. Being the fifth lord, sixth lord occupying Lagna, 3, 7, 11, it is supportive only. It is not detrimental. So it is because it is not, though it is fifth lord, it is not having any unfavorable grouping. But 5 is supported by 6, 1, 3, 7, 11. That is, this tricon is good only. So Saturn also light green. And Mercury, Lagna Lord, 10th Lord occupying Lagna, 6 and 10 Kaspal sublord. This is very good. So Mercury also we can give green color. If you see that Venus, Sun, Mars, Venus, Sun, and Mars planets are having that pink shades because they're having 8 and 12, 12th house, and 8 and 12 strongly. That too, Venus is very strong. Other planets all favorable. Of course, these moon 11 and 2, 159 star lot favorable to the Lagna, but of course, it has got some weakness for the finance prospect. What we can do, moon we can give blue color instead of green. Moon we can give blue because it has got some weakness, not detrimental. Which is the other planet has got blue? Jupiter, 47119. So because of this one, we are given blue here. This one also blue, but with the favorable grouping 11 and 2. So when compared to Jupiter, Moon is better. But because of the 5 and 9, to differentiate from the other green, so I like to give that blue. Otherwise, Rahu is good, and Saturn is also good, and Mercury also good. So we can see except that Venus, except the Sun, and Venus is the strong unfavorable group significator, and also Mars. These three planets are having some weakness strongly. Then comes the Jupiter. Jupiter is fourth lord, seventh lord occupying Lagna, 1 9 Kaspal Sabra. This is the only issue I'm thinking because it is Lagna is okay, but 12th house to the second house, that is not a problem because it is Lagna. It is 8th house to the second house, that is also present. So we can say Jupiter also we can give it as a pink shade. It's a mixed significator. Favorable to the Lagna, but 199 in the CSL level. Suppose 19 is there in the CST is different. 199 in the CSL, it is indicating favorable to the Lagna, but having some obstacles to the second house matter. So we can make it as a mixed significator. So otherwise, all the other planets we have given the colors, and so far we can see that 4 and 2 is present, 2, 3, 4, 8 and 12 is present, 2 is present, 11 and 2, 3 and 11, 10, 2, 6, 5, 3, 11, 4, 1, 1, and 6, 1, 3, 7, 11, 1, 10, 1, 6, 10. You can see when we are studying each planet self signification left to right, if the distribution of the houses from left to right for the favorable houses for the Lagna, if it is present from left to right, especially with the Lagna, second house, third house, 11th house, 10th house, if they are all present, distribution of the houses from CL to CSL are present, it indicates overall it is favorable for the native. You understand? Because some charts would have seen that the distribution of houses will be only for one or two planet. Other planets will not be having such grouping. All having one or two houses only. All can be having other unfavorable. But here that is not the case. Here unfavorable houses strongly signified by Venus. That too Venus is a free planet. So Venus it is a free planet in the sense second house is moving towards this one. So it means ninth lord also moving towards this one. So it is not good for the second house matters. It is indicating some hurdles to the second house matters. But being the free planet, its role is limited. It can act as only at the sublord or sub-sublord. But the planet which are in support, in conjunction or rasi or aspect by this Venus can get the influence of this planet. The other planet which we are saying that pink shade or blue shade planet, if they are getting this Venus in its supports, definitely their unfavorable impact will be increased. So that we have to check from the, when we are going to study the EPS tables along with the supports, we will check it. So now we could see that many planets are favorable and some planets are having some mixed significations, but distribution of the houses are good, and you can see Lagna is connected to 1 and 9. Lagna occupant 5, 6, 1, 3, 7, 11. 1, 10, 1, 6, 10. So Lagna significator all having favorable houses. Lagna significator, because Lagna ruler, Lagna star lord, Lagna occupant, Lagna sublord. These planets are having that houses to the favorable houses to the Lagna, but they are free from the 8 and 12 houses. That itself is indicating that Lagna is free from such unfavorable influence. That is the reason that native is saying that he is having some pleasant life without any sort of struggles. That anyway, that we have to check from the level by study also. But with the help of that proper study on the self signification itself, we can get some idea. Anyway, let us save the colors and check the destiny and the dasa periods. Let us go back to home. Now we are on the home page. Now let us check the destiny. Prior to that, let me go to the house grouping and click the support ruler support, so that support planets also will get that EPS colors what we assigned. So house grouping, ruler supports, now home, then I am on the EPS tables. Now control B. So the significators and also the all planets with their supports. So now we have got all the planets, and which are the planets or pink shade planets, important pink shade planets, what are they? Venus is the more unfavorable, or not more unfavorable. Yes, of course we can say unfavorable, more unfavorable because of the 8 and 12, 8 and 12 significator. The two second house moving towards this one, Venus. Look at which are the planets are having Venus in its supports. Let us check. Sun has got Venus, Moon has got Venus, Mars has got Venus. Rahu is not having Venus, but Rahu represents Moon has got Venus, so that Venus present here also. And Jupiter has got Venus, Saturn has got Venus. So you can see, except the Ketu second planet Saturn is having Venus. So Ketu is having, and Venus itself. So all the planets except Mercury, all the planets are having the influence of the Ketu, which is the strong, 8 and 12 significator, that too in the CST and CSL, that too is the second lord. So this is the cause of the problem in the strong financial position. So the obstacles and hurdles are there. Good, finance is indicated, but 4812 is talking about earning to others, not to the Lagna. Lagna's money is getting obstacles and hurdles. So that way, this Venus, or though Venus is a free planet, its role is limited, only it's acting as the sublord and sub-sublord. So, but its role can be by way of support. It is almost influencing all the planets. That is the important point we have to keep it in mind. So, you can see that the Saturn is the planet is having Venus in its supports, even it's in its sublord, but no other planet has got Venus in its rulers. So Saturn is the only planet has got the Venus in supports, but all the other planets are having Venus in their supports, except the Mercury, right? The thing is, you can see that the Venus planet is the second lord. That planet in the star of Mercury is favorable, very good key planet for the Lagna and also professional prospects and also gain. Mercury is the only planet is free from the influence of the Venus. So the unfavorable planet in the star of favorable planet that is not being influenced by the Venus, that is the positive point. So there will be obstacles and hurdles in the earning, but it is moving towards good earnings and good position and a professional prospect. But that is in the star of Mars, again pink shade 3, 11, and 8 and 12. So 8 and 12 are there here also, here also. And sublord planet Saturn, it is supportive. Star lord of the star lord, the sublord is moon, that is also favorable with some weakness. That's all. These grouping are good, but unfortunately, Saturn also getting the influence of the Venus. So, as we are aware, Venus is passing its ruler link to the other planet except the Mercury. So that second lord, the finance, the planet, second lord itself self-afflicted, and its star level is favorable, supportive for decent income. But star lord of the star lord is causing some obstacles again. But sublord is also supportive for the Lagna's happiness and also income to some extent. But that is being influenced by the Venus again. So that way, that favorable things are getting reduced or not reduced, giving obstacles by the Venus. So that way, that House of Finance is supportive at the star level. That is the good point. And sublord also supportive, but influenced by the Venus again, causing obstacles, reducing the strength. Who is the second sublord? Ketu. Second sublord Ketu is fine. Ketu, second planet Saturn is also fine. Ketu is not having that Venus, but Ketu representing Saturn has got Venus in its supports. And Ketu, occupant of the fourth house, second sublord in the star of Sun, 12 and 1 and 2. So, the second sublord in the star of a planet, 12th lord, is occupying 1 and 2. This itself indicating some weakness. So loss of, it is the house of loss or expenditures occupying second house, and that is weakening the second house matters. And sun planet also having got Venus in its support, so that 12th lord getting the influence of the Venus, that 8 and 12, 8 and 12 strongly. So that second house matter, that star level planet occupant of the second house is the 12th lord and also influenced by the 8 and 12. Of course, second lord also, it is supportive for earning, but meanwhile, this ninth lord and 8 and 12, 8 and 12 causing obstacles in the good earning. But sublord 12 level planet is Rahu, and that is fine. Sublord also, Saturn also fine. These are all good only. Star level indicating some weakness, that remaining levels are supportive for the Lagna and also for earning, but all the planets are under the influence of the Venus. That is the important thing, that Venus is a strong, unfavorable key planet, obstacle causing key planet, influencing all the rulers of the second cuspal sublord. And second cuspal sublord also in the star of one weak key planet. That way it is supportive for decent earning, but not a very good earning, and it is being, that because they're being reduced by the 8 and 12 significant obstacles in earning. Because in his business, definitely he cannot get the complete money, whatever he has to get it, right? He's into the government road contracts. If for some reason he may not get the full money also. There will be obstacles, hurdles, lot of expenditures he might have to experience, right? So, but the second sublord in the star of this planet, 1 and 2, 2, 6, 10, 3, 5, 7, 11, 5, 6, 1, 3, 7. You can see this grouping. These grouping on their significations are signifying 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and also 2, 6, 10. You can see all these houses signifying the favorable houses to the Lagna's happiness. So whatever though the earnings are facing problem, hurdle, that too sun is indicating government also that it is supportive for earning by way of investment and expenditures, influenced by 8 and 12, lot of hurdles and struggles in earning and not getting full money. But to a level, sub-level planet are supportive to the Lagna. Lagna is taking it easily. Lagna is happy with the earnings. When the second sublord planet, the star and sub of a planet, if it is signifying 6, 8, and 12 grouping strongly, this indicates Lagna will face financial issues and debts through the second house matters. Through the money. Money will be, he'll face financial issues during this period. Instead of that 6, 8, 12 grouping, instead of that, it is having all the favorable grouping to the Lagna. Along with that money also, it is supportive for the Lagna's happiness and happy, financial life. Because of the star level has got weakness, that earnings are getting reduced, but Lagna is becoming happy. So no, 6, 8, 12 are indicated, no dates are indicated. Moreover, you can check the sixth lord also, because sixth lord is the house of, the loan. Sixth lord planet is also fifth lord. That is not a problem. But you can see it is occupying Lagna is fine, 3, 7 is fine, and second cuspal sublord is fine. In the star of your planet, suppose Saturn in the star of your planet is talking about 8 and 12, then 6 will get the 8 and 12, that can lead to trouble. That can lead to loans and debts. Here it is not like that. Saturn in the star of moon is favoring the fifth house matters, favoring to the Lagna, happiness, everything. And to a level, again, Saturn is also good. Sublord planet is Venus. Venus 293, there is. That is indicating obstacles and hurdles and struggles indicated by the Venus, and the Venus also passing ruler link to the planet and its star lord. So fifth house matters, sixth house matters that are not indicating any 6, 8, 12, but sub-level planet has got some obstacles and of course forming ruler link. But here sixth house is not getting connection to the 6, 8, 12. It is connecting to the 2 and 11 with 1, 5, 9 favorable to the Lagna. That is being reduced by the obstacle causing houses at the sub level. That way that 6th house is not getting connected to the 8 and 12 strongly. That because of that, there is no dates are connected. Similarly, if you look at that Lagna Lord, 10th Lord, this is good for the Lagna. Star level planet Mars is 3 and 11 is fine to the Lagna, and 8 and 12 indicating obstacles to the Lagna, right? But 6th sublord and 10th sublord in the star of your planet, 3, 8, 11, and 12. This we cannot take it as 8 and 12 strongly, which is increasing the 6th house matters. No. This is Lagna Lord 1, 3, 8, 11, 12. That is the reason the native is saying that sometimes always he's facing some sort of mental stress because 1, 3, 8, and 12. If you look at that birth chart, also you can see that Mercury is in own sign and conjoined with this Saturn, and Mercury in the star of Mars, 3, 8, and 12. And Moon is also posted in the sign of Mars, That Mars is aspecting to the moon. The Karaga planet of the mind is in the watery sign, in the sign of Mars, the two in the sign of Mars, the third lord, eighth lord, from the 11 and 12, it is aspecting to that. So Lagna, 1, 3, 8, and 12, moon is connected. So that is the reason you will face a lot of mental tension also sometime. That's what he is saying, that whether that tension is going to be always going to be there, no. That Mars in the star of Ketu, fine, and sublord is Rahu, 10, 2, 6, 10, 3, 5, 7, 11. These houses are good to the Lagna, right? So, I mean, representing moon, moon is influenced by the that Venus. Moon is conjoined with Venus. So that way the Venus is having that 8 and 12. So 8 and 12 is there, all places. That Mars also having 8 and 12. Mars having got Venus in its supports. Rahu also, Rahu through the moon, it will have the 8 and 12 indirectly. So all are there. But still, Lagna is facing some obstacles, but Lagna happy with that, especially Lagna sublord is that Rahu is a good significator. If you see that Mars planet also having Rahu in its support. So that Rahu passing its ruler link. Mars is getting the ruler link from the Rahu. That way it is good. So that way that 311 is getting the favorable significations for the Lagna. So though it has got some mental stress, that will not be last long, it will be favorable. So Lagna is happy with that despite some hurdles and struggles. So sixth house is not strongly connected to the 8 and 12, forming that, this grouping is not there. It is indicating struggle to the finance or loans or debts. So the native is free from the loans and debts. So that is the reason. We could see that 8 and 12, significator, that Venus is there. That 8 and 12 significator itself in the star of a planet favorable to the Lagna, and that is further supported by Saturn. Saturn is very good, right? So that is the important point, that Mercury is good. Sublord is Saturn. Saturn is good. Saturn is having got the Venus, but also Saturn is passing its ruler link to the Mercury. So Lagna ruler is favorable and also will connected to the favorable ruler to the Lagna, 5, 6, 1, 3, 7, 11. And also that Rahu also will connected. That is also, you can see 3, 5, 7, 11. Because of that, the native, despite some weakness in getting the money or hurdles in getting the, good money, but decent money is coming, but is happy with the earnings, right? That is the important thing, we have to keep it in mind. Now in within that also you can see the dasa period. Sorry, the native is now running Venus Mahadasa. Venus Dasa from January 2021. This is talking about second house matters in the star of this planet, we already discussed. Definitely during this period, Lagna, the native, will face some hurdles on account of finance, because Venus is the trouble giving planet to the finance. And also it is talking about second house itself, because this owner of second house. And star level planet is good, and two level planet has got some weakness again, and sublord is good, influenced by Venus. So the Lagna will handle it easily, despite some hurdles in the finance the native will experience, but overall it is going to be fine. Prior to that Venus, he was running Ketu Mahadasa. Ketu is good, but star level has got some weakness. No, other than the sun, no other pink shade planets are ruling at the star level and sub level, especially role of Venus is not there, sun, Mars is not there. But favorable key planets, Rahu, Saturn, favorable to the Lagna are strongly playing, it is good. So there will be weakness in the earnings. There will be expenditures, more expenditures, and hurdles also will be there. And that is being, Sun is further supported by the Venus by way of supports. That is there. But by rulers, it is good only, because rulers are ruled by the favorable key planets to the Lagna, except the star lord planet. And prior to that, Mercury. That Mercury planet is Lagna ruler itself is acting is the star level is mixed significator, 12 level is fine, sub level itself is very good, and sub level planet Rahu is passing ruler link to the Mars. We discussed. So that is the reason Lagna is happy despite with the stress and struggles, but finally it is happy. Lagna is not having any sort of mental strong stress is there, but that can be easily eradicated by the support of the planets and no financial stress that Lagna is having. So I think we're able to understand how come the that stress giving planet, or sorry, I mean financial stress giving planet, I mean that is not, though it is influencing the other planets, but other planets are all favorable significator. Favorable significator getting the impact of the obstacle causing houses, the Venus, but the Venus, if it was 6, 8, 12 grouping, suppose instead of that Venus is having that 4, 8, 12 alone, if it is having 6th house, suppose it is occupying 6th house, and 8 and 12, 8 and 12. Definitely, this Venus, by its, I mean, influence, it will lead to financial stress and struggles, definitely. But here it is not like that. Because of the grouping is not forming 6, 8, 12, and 6th house is not connected to 8 and 12, and the second house is also not connecting to the 6, 8, 12 grouping. So then Lagna also is, Lagna sublord also is not talking about financial stress and, struggles. Because of that, that overall the financial position is average with despite some hurdles, and Lagna is having that pleasant life, because you can see, as I said, that 3, 5, 7, 11 grouping, 2, 6, 10, 1, 5, 9. So Rahu and Moon are having this favorable grouping. Then 3, 7, 11 cuspal sublord is Saturn. So Rahu, Moon, and Saturn. If you look at the period, Moon is the 159 star lord, and Rahu representing Moon is 216 cuspal sub star lord and 35711 cuspal star lord. See, these Moon and Rahu are good significator. Saturn is aspecting to that. Saturn is holding that 561 fifth lord. It is the Purupunya and 6 1 3 7 11. Kama Trikon. That from the Lagna it is aspecting to that, representing Ketu 4 and 2. So these grouping are good. So the favorable grouping are all connected. In addition to that, that strength is getting reduced. Obstacles by increased by the 4, 8, 12 star lord and sublord Venus. So Venus also influencing the moon. So because of that, only that obstacles are being given by the that Venus on the moon, and also that other favorable key planets to the Lagna. Otherwise, that more than this influence of this Venus, favorable significators are strongly present. Fortunately, Venus is a free planet. It is not acting as the star lord for any planet. That is an added advantage. Otherwise, if it was having it is not having the free planet status. If it is acting as the star lord, then it would have been a bigger problem, because it will give 8 and 12, 8 and 12, and also it is already influencing many planets by way of support. Definitely will be bad. And another thing, it is not having that 6, 8, 12 grouping also. That is an additional advantage. So even despite with obstacles, such problems, such a free planet status, it is indicating supportive to the Lagna, right? So I think you are able to understand the influence of the unfavorable key planets. Its limitation is, since it is a free planet, its limitation is restricted. And also, though it is unfavorable, but when the trouble-giving planet is in the star of a favorable planet, trouble-giving planets are unfavorable strength are getting reduced. So that is the one which we have seen here. And moreover, Lagna rulers are all having favorable significations to the Lagna without 8 and 12 grouping, that itself making that Lagna for his pleasant life. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next video. Good luck.